everyone, welcome back. It's Lainey and welcome. If you're new, this is part 2 of Easter crafts. The first one is going to be an iron-on, and here I have a foil design in, let's see what color it is, rose gold, and it is from Cricut. So, like I said, I've never used this before, but we need to start weeding this out. So let's just see how well this cut out. I'm super excited to use this. And I chose a very intricate cut from Cricut Design Space. I just, searched through the rabbits and found this little cutie here. And once I get this weeded out a bit more, you'll be able to see more details. I'm going to move very slowly and carefully. And this is weeding really well. So if you've been apprehensive about using the foil iron-on from Cricut, this is very, very nice. And I chose this rabbit for 2 reasons. One, I really liked it, and that's the obvious, but 2, because it was so detailed, I wanted to see how well my machine would cut it out while also cutting it out in a new material to me. So this is a really good test that I'm able to show you. See, you can start to see some of the details. Sorry about those lights. But I just liked that it showed the hair, like right there. And now you're able to see how well it actually cut. So I don't have this pulled up in Design Space, which I definitely should, because there's going to be some parts here that I'm going to have to really focus on. And when it's really detailed like this, it's easier to have the reference pulled up just so you don't mess up anything and remove the wrong parts. So what I'm going to have to do is just kind of flip it back and forth to make sure that I'm removing the right spots within the outline of the rabbit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and try not to mess it up. Okay, so I weeded out the cute little rabbit here, and I'm going to iron it on this linen. I purchased this from Hobby Lobby. It's from the Spring Shop. I'm going to go ahead and cut the tag off. And of course, I purchased it for about probably 40% off. And as I was weeding this, the little intricate pieces within the outline here, I had to use this weeding tool instead. This one's a bit sharper. My original weeding tool is becoming quite dull, so had to switch that out. But let's go ahead and turn on the press. So I'm going to use my mini press today, and it says that it needs to be on low heat, which is 1 wavy line. So let that heat up while I prep my linen here. And this is just going to be for decor purposes. And I'm folding it like this. So, you know what? Let me think. Yeah, I think that was right. I'm not going to use it for what it's intended for. This is actually a linen or a napkin for a napkin holder for your table. So here we have it. I will display it like this in my kitchen, folded like this on my oven, and I'll just iron the little rabbit on down here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and bring in our mat. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, the mini press is done, so now we need to prep the surface. Now that I have it folded the way that I want it, I'm going to come in with my lint roller here and get a good clean surface. Okay, and now I need to apply a little heat to the area as well. This is going to help remove some of those wrinkles, and also removing any moisture that may be in the linen, and also helping that iron on adhere with just a little bit of a heated surface. But really trying to work out those wrinkles so it is displayed nice in the kitchen. Okay, perfect. So now coming in with my design, and let's see here. Do I want it more towards the bottom, or do I want it kind of up a bit? What I'm going to do is fold it back in half. And let's see how this looks now that I have the full look on how it's going to be displayed. I'm thinking that I'll put it up a bit higher, like so. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of keep my fingers on it and get this pressed. I need to come in with firm pressure for about 25 seconds with constant movement. Yeah, and it's working quite fast. It says once it's ironed on for 25 seconds, I need to turn it over and iron from the back side for 15. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and since the linen is so thin, I'm going to keep it folded. The heat is still going to be able to work through these thin layers. Okay, and now it says it's a cool peel, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my mat and turn this over. And this is going to allow the heat to draw from the cloth so much quicker. You can literally feel it cooling down by removing the heat press mat, because the heat press mat holds in so much heat. Okay, so let's give this a go. Moving slowly because I've never worked with this before, but it seemed to adhere really well. Just gonna feel around. No, it is perfect. Okay, so craft number 1. How cute is this? Look at the detail. The little hair around the outline. So cute. If you haven't tried foil before, this turned out beautiful. All right, for craft number 2, I'm going to be pairing these two cutting boards together for decor purposes, because I am going to apply some adhesive vinyl, so they are no longer going to be food safe. And I have done this before. I did this during Thanksgiving with 2 different shapes. My larger one was the circle and my smaller one was the rectangle. I purchased these from Target, the bullseye section, man, I guess in the fall season, and I've gifted some. I've done wood burning on some, and this is what I've kept for myself. And I just like to, you know, apply the vinyl to it and remove it and change it seasonally. So what I did was just clean this side here with alcohol, and while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and clean the other one as well. Okay, so here I have the design, and it is cut out in white matte Teck wrap. And being very careful, I think I may have just messed it up. Let's see. I cut this out the other day, so I can't quite recall. Yeah, so this piece down here at the corner is supposed to stay. It accidentally got picked up, but I think I may be able to salvage it. So very carefully removing the center here of the carrot. How cute is that? And if you can see it, I know there's a grid system on the backer and there's a grid system for my glass mat. But I just typed in carrots in Cricut Design Space, and I was looking for more of a modern carrot, not a cartoonish carrot, if you will, because I want to style this in my kitchen. And I found these two paired together, and I loved it. So just going to remove as much of the little pieces as I can, and then bring in this outline here that was meant to stay. Let's see. So I'm going to be, you know what, I'm going to hold it, I think. I need to, sorry if you can see my head, I need to remove, yeah, the center there, and let's see if I can line this up. And I'm just using the cut lines that are embedded in the backer to help align this piece. Uh-oh. Okay. And that kind of confused on, you know what? I see what's going on. I need to remove this little piece here. And now I can lay the remaining part of the outline down. There we go. Perfect. And got a little thin piece here. Alright, so I have the carrots cut out. Now I need to bring in a piece of transfer tape. I've got this sliver here that's hanging with the rest of my scraps, and what I want to do is just trim this down a bit using my weeding tool to help pick up this corner of the transfer tape. Like I said, my tool is just really dull these days. Alrighty, starting at the bottom. So now I just need to burnish it down. And I'm going to do it on both sides. Okay, and let's see how well that adhered. That did a great job. So I got to bring in my cutting board here, and we cleaned it off with alcohol. Let's hope that this sticks down, because sometimes I have had problems with vinyl sticking to wood. Okay, now just going to really get this scraped down, adding some pressure. The last time I did this, during Thanksgiving, I used Oracle, and it did not want to stick down, and there was a comment asking if I had cleaned my cutting boards, and I was like, surely I did, you know, prior to the video, recording the video, but I just had such a problem. So maybe I forgot to clean it. I don't know. Either way, we're about to find out how well this works. All right, so very carefully taking my weeding tool to help pick up that transfer tape. Moving slow. It's got a little bit there that's wanting to come up. Let's use the weeding tool here to help that stay down just a bit. And just moving slow. Perfect. Okay, let's put this back on to the backer. It does have some debris on it, but I'm just putting it there for now. Look how nice those carrots are. Now you can see that it's more of a modern look. And I love the white vinyl paired with this color wood. It really, really looks nice. Okay, so let's move this one aside and bring in our smaller one and repeat this process. Like I said, I want to pair these together, and what I like to do with these in particular is just stand them up against the backsplash in my kitchen and, you know, pair them together. Being very careful here. Okay. And just pairing them together for this Easter season. And if you didn't want to recreate something like this for Easter, you could most definitely do this for spring instead. And who knows, maybe I'll bring these back out next month for spring and redo them, because that is the beauty of working with vinyl. You can remove it and try again. Being very careful here, helping that little piece come up. Awesome. And how cute. We're bringing back in the bunny, and I've just got a couple little pieces here that needs to be weeded out. Bringing back in this one that I used for the iron-on foil. There we go. Double checking, everything is removed, and I absolutely love this rabbit and the carrots. They're going to pair so well together. I'm so glad that I chose these from Design Space. Okay, once more, let's see if we can, no, let's get a larger piece of transfer tape. Just about will make this one work, so I don't have to cut into my huge roll. Starting at the bottom. Okay, and once more, just going to come in with my scraper and burnish this down. There's just a little piece of vinyl exposed down at the bottom. So just putting my finger over that so I can avoid that little area. I'm focusing on all the little details of his face so it can really get stuck to that transfer tape. Slowly moving the backer. I'm excited about these crafts. Okay, so I selected this rabbit because I liked how it was shaped at the bottom, because I knew that I was going to pair it with something round. So I want to make sure that it's center aligned, and then that these little pieces here, you know, kind of meet at the bottom. And now I'm just going to take my scraper and add some pressure. All right, bringing my weeding tool in again. Let's turn our work. Nope. I didn't mean to drop the transfer tape back down, but this little piece here wanted to come up. Okay, so let's try this again. Being careful around the face, because those are a lot of little pieces. And there you go. Yeah, so I guess last time I thought I cleaned them and I didn't, because this worked so much better. I did, however, use a different vinyl though. I was using Oracle, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it's probably user error and not cleaning them. So here you have it, craft number 2 and 3, and I will pair them as so against my backsplash in my kitchen. How cute. Look how cute this is. All right, for the next craft, it's another paper craft, and I found these eggs from Hobby Lobby. It came in a 2-pack, and I decided to paint the outside edges white and they just go like so. If I can get it to go down. Here. All right, so that is how they are styled, both of them, and one's obviously larger than the other, and I thought that these would be perfect to apply paper to. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and move my paper out of the way, and I just need to apply some Mod Podge to the side here, and then apply the paper and let it dry, and then, you know, cut the remaining of paper off. So just shaking my Mod Podge up, and I'm going to use a really inexpensive paintbrush. I use this for Mod Podge crafts and chalk paint. I just make sure to wash it out with Dawn soap after I use it. And just trying to spread this out because it was kind of thick in that little area there. This scrapbook paper that I have is not thick at all, so I don't want to apply too much Mod Podge, but I typically add a little too much. Making sure that I'm getting around the edges because I really want the paper to stick down. That is actually a problem area I find, where the paper will start to lift, is right along the edges. Okay. So bringing in the paper, and let's align our blank on top. Pressing it down to help it get stuck down. And what I'll do is do the same thing for this egg, and then let it dry, trim it down, and then do the other side, do this side. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this and put on some music and get to gluing. So I finished it, and it's kind of a fail. So I bought these 2 eggs. They were $3.49 from Hobby Lobby, and they were 40% off. So it's not an expensive craft by any means. But I have found through this project that Mod Podge does not really want to stick to this kind of cardboard type material. It sticks so much better to natural wood. So like you can see here, it's already peeling back, and I can't add more Mod Podge because there's already so much on there. And then once you add too much, you can kind of see the Mod Podge and the ripples in the paper, which you can definitely see in person on this side. This side is super smooth, but it's lifting at the bottom. So, you know, cute idea, but Mod Podge and paper just doesn't really want to stick to this type of material. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my space and bring in the next craft. If you try this and it works, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But let's just move on to another project. So for this craft, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have everything cut out, but I wanted to kind of show you my thought process, and we'll just kind of see how it turns out. But before we move on to this project here, I wanted to show you the packaging from those eggs. And yeah, it looks like they did something with paper, but I did not have any luck doing that. So I just wanted to show you this in case you come across these eggs at Hobby Lobby and want to try to recreate it. It is advertised as such. All right, so I have these little wooden rabbits here from Hobby Lobby. I also have this hanging sign here that I purchased during Christmas, once again from Hobby Lobby. So I'll go ahead and take the tag off. And I just cut pieces of vinyl, and this vinyl here actually came all together. It is Teck wrap, and it actually came with a white and a gray as well, but I will link it down below if it's still available. And I thought that I would apply these colors to the rabbit and then position them on the plaque. And I want to have some kind of wording on here, but I just don't know, nor do I know where I want the rabbits to be positioned. So I'm going to go ahead and move this aside for now. And what I was thinking, grab my weeding tool. What I was thinking was to just, and I'm not cleaning them off. I don't know if I'll regret that or not. We'll see. Just placing the vinyl on here like so, and then taking my True Control knife and cutting around and seeing how that looks. And I wanted to use the vinyl because I really like these colors here. Perfect for spring. So I guess before I move on to these others, we'll just use this one as a test. And I'm just cutting along the rabbit on the sticky part, and it's quite easy if you've never done this before, just so you know. This is actually my first time using vinyl in this way as well. If you had cardstock, you could use that in lieu of vinyl if you had all the colors that you wanted to use. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's a little kind of rough around the ears, so I want to try to make that look a bit better. I think it just has some little bit of excess vinyl, so I'm just going to try to get a little bit closer to the wood, and we'll see if that helps clean those little edges up a bit. All right, so I really like it. So what I'm going to do is just move on and repeat the process for all of these little guys. I do have this one here. This one here, the ear it's got a little chip in it, actually going through both sides. So I'm going to replace it. And yeah, I'm just going to use my weeding tool to pick up the vinyl and then place it on the blank. Really press down and kind of going around the edges of the wood. And once that's pressed down, we'll just turn it over. Try to anyways. Oh, goodness. Turn it over so the sticky part is exposed to my blade, and then just take my True Control knife and cut around each little rabbit. All right, so now I am working on the last one. Uh-oh, got too close to that wood there. And while I was doing this, as I was working on the other ones, my husband came in here and we kind of talked about which direction to go in. And he was really thinking Hoppy Easter. Okay, so they're all cut out now. Love the colors. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the wall plaque again. And when I was picking the colors, I knew that I wanted the pink ones on the outside, these two shades, and then kind of layer them like so. You know what? I think I need to do this backwards. So the ones on the edge are flush with the blank. Yeah. Okay, so something like this. And that would be cute as is if you wanted a wordless decor item. And I really kind of want to go that route and maybe put even little bunny tails, or like little fur balls. I don't know. So let's think. All right, so now that I have the Easter bunnies moved up, my husband thought that it would be cute to bring in white vinyl and type out Hoppy or cut out Hoppy for each bunny, and then Easter down below. And he was thinking that the Easter should be in this color purple or this pink because he thought that those were more spring colors. But now I'm kind of thinking if I wanted something wordless, I could maybe position them down at the bottom. And I could leave it just like this, or, you know, maybe have something up at the top. I could always put maybe welcome up at the top, or hello.
I don't know what to do, guys.
Okay, let me get into Cricut Design Space and see what I can come up with. So I rearranged the bunnies. I put the purple one in the middle because I wanted the text to be in purple. I just feel like visually that is more appealing and distributes the color the best that it can be. My personal opinion, do whatever you want. I also cut out little flowers or bunny tails. I typed in Cricut Design Space bunny tail accents and came across a pink bunny similar to this, and it had a little flower for the tail. And I was able to ungroup it, so I just cut out a few of the tails as well. Well, I might not use these accents, but I think I'm going to. The hot glue gun is ready. I just need to get this weeded out and also prep this surface because this has been in my craft room since Christmas. I just wasn't inspired during Christmas to use this. So I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol here and just lightly brush this surface because I don't want to mess up any of the paint here. Okay. And let that dry, and while that's drying, move this aside and get this weeded out real fast. And I found this in Design Space. I just typed in welcome. It has lots of options, and I chose this one here. I really liked how the tails were extended out and how the swoop is opposite from each other. I apologize if you can hear outside noise. I'll do my best to mitigate that during editing, but if I'm not able to and you pick up some things, my husband's always doing construction. So yeah, he's got his impact out and trying to do the best that I can and get this done while he's working on his stuff out there. Same story, different day with us. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and weed this out as well so you can see the little tails there. And like I said, they're just kind of like little flowers. I searched through the flowers first and flower outlines, and I just wasn't coming across anything that I fancied. And so bunny tail accents or bunny tails in Design Space, you'll find this. Alrighty. Bringing in my large roll of transfer tape. And let's magnetize that down so I can get this cut across here. And just going to cut all the way across. So this is a clean line. And then I'll put this back. And I'll use what I need of this, and then the rest will just go with my scraps of transfer tape. Let's cut this down. And actually, let me show you how I store my transfer tape if you're joining me for the first time. So I store them like this. This is a clip from IKEA that attaches to the pegboard, which is from IKEA as well. And this is how I do it. I just have them all together like this, and I grab for these first to make sure that I don't have a piece here, and if I don't, I'll bring out my roll, but this is right on my pegboard so I don't forget about these little pieces here. I've been storing them like this for, man, probably about 6 months, and I'm loving it, and I'm really getting through those little scraps as well, just having it right here next to me in my view of sight. Okay, bringing in my weeding tool again to help pick up the corner of the transfer tape. Well, come on. And let's get this positioned. Perfect. And bringing in my scraping tool, which is Teck wrap as well. I actually ordered these before I even ordered the vinyl because I liked the color and I liked how they were a little bit thicker on the scraping part. Okay, and turning it over, doing the same thing. All right, bringing my blank back in, and let's position the bunnies the best that I can. You know, I want them more towards the bottom, but I know that I want some space down here as well. And I need to make sure they're distributed evenly. So starting with the middle rabbit, making sure that that is aligned with the center line in this, or the slat in the blank. If I can get my words out. And then we want to pay attention to the sides as well. Okay, I think that that is pretty much as perfect as it's going to get. So let me attach the welcome, and then I will make the rabbits permanent with the hot glue gun. And once more, just paying attention to the center of this slat here. Okay, I think that that is good. So let me just go ahead and move all the rabbits and make this permanent here. And the indentions, or the lines in this board, the slats, they are not, you know, very wide, nor are they very deep. So I don't think I'm going to have to adjust the vinyl at all. I think it's going to look fine sitting on top. We'll see. And just being very careful removing this transfer tape. It seems like this vinyl adhered so well. Yeah, it really did. Okay. So this is no good anymore because it's got residue on it, because this is kind of an already painted surface. Making sure that it is straight. And now that I'm looking at it, I think that I do want to adjust this a bit. So let's cut where the vinyl is over those creases. And let me take my spatula here. This is actually, I learned this from Rachel. She's got a YouTube channel as well, and I will link her channel down below. It's Dally Creations. And when I saw her using the spatula doing this, I was like, that is genius. You know, sometimes we just have all the tools, you know, equipment, and certain things just slip by us. Uh-oh, kind of messed up that E there. Let's see. Because part of it should probably be overlapping the next part, but yeah, I wonder, I think this is actually part of it right here. Let me see if I can mend this. Yeah, perfect. It's got a little piece of fuzz under it. Let me get my tweezers real fast. There we go. And bring in our rabbits again. We're going to start with the center one and get him aligned, and then work from the middle outwards. And placing a little hot glue all over him. Making sure I have space at the bottom. Making sure that he is centered as well. Perfect. So let's apply the glue to the ears again, and just on the outer sides of the belly. Lining the ears first. Okay. So now let's see how these look. Should we add a little more detail here. It is fine as is. It really is. But let's just see here. I'm gonna use my tweezers. Now, one thing to pay attention to, all of these have to be even. So, or maybe we don't have to do it to all of them. Maybe we'll just do it to the, ooh. Let's see. Maybe we'll just do it to the blue and the green. Trying to make sure that they're aligned. This one seems shifted over a bit, but what to do? Should I keep adding them or should I take them off? I think it is a nice contrast, the white on top of the color. I'm wondering if adding the other ones will just kind of be too much. Let's see. I do think it's cute though. All right, last one here. Okay. This was just on a whim kind of project. I kind of took you along with me through my thought process. Just didn't really know what I wanted to do other than apply vinyl to the wooden rabbit blanks. I like how it turns out. The welcome could be bigger in size, but I'm not mad at it. I like it, and I like that it is subtle, and I'm glad that I went with the purple, like my husband said. All right, that's it. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. I hope this was inspirational to you. Let me go ahead and clean up and bring in all the crafts that we worked on today. All right, everyone, this is it, minus the one failed craft, which was the Easter eggs, the Mod Podge paper crafts. I am loving today's lineup. I'm still looking at this and thinking I need to take this off and make it bigger. But overall, I love the color scheme here. Very Easter spring themed with the color palette. I'm so glad that I bought the gold foil from Cricut. Don't be scared. Definitely go out and give it a shot. It looks so nice. And my favorite of them all is this modern carrot design that I found in Cricut Design Space. This is great for all year round. This is not just a Easter or spring home decor item with those carrots. Absolutely love it. Let me know what you think down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. The thumbs up really help my channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone. Alright guys, changed my mind. Took the welcome off. It wasn't large enough. Went into Cricut Design Space. Hi, Ollie. And found this Easter blessings. It did come with a couple of flowers and an arrow at the bottom. Just ungrouped it and removed those elements. I love the pairing of font, the script, and the sans serif. They look really nice together. I did not use my True Control knife in these slats. All I did was use my spatula and just pressed down where the vinyl was. And I really like how that turned out as well. So yeah, I hope that you like the alterations that I made. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.